The Switch 2 is going to sell over 1 billion units until I saw the price tag. G'day champions, it's your boy Phil Meister. If you're new to the channel, my name is Phil. Today we're going to talk about the Switch 2 announcement, the release date, all the cool new features, and unfortunately the price. Yes, that's right. In Australia, the price is revealed to be quite expensive, so I'm just going to go through all that. If you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate if you guys could subscribe. It really supports us. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. I do gaming guides, gameplay, and unboxing videos. Get amongst it. If you won't do it for me, do it for the turkeys at least. So I stayed up until about 1 AM on the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2. I was quite excited, to be honest with you guys. I was like, wow, the Switch 2's got all these cool new features, 120 frames full HD, you've got 4K at 60 frames. The controllers are cool. The games look interesting, but then after a bit, I was just like, what is going on in terms of you get a Switch 2 version, you got to upgrade, you got to pay. We don't know how much that is. Looked at the prices the next day, and I was actually quite shocked. One of our well-known places to buy games and consoles is EB Games. Some people say it is the most expensive out of the bunch, but we'll just use them as an example. The Nintendo Switch 2 is $769.95 with the Mario Kart World console bundle. On its own, it's actually $700. If you want to Switch 2, $700 out the gate. If you wanted to get any of the games, this is where it started to shock me. The game's $120 for Mario Kart World. Donkey Kong Bonanza is $110. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition is $110. So it is looking like the prices are similar to the PS5 games. Spending over $100 on a game is crazy to me, to be honest, because I've been gaming since the Sega Mega Drive era. Obviously, things have changed since then. But you're paying between $60 to $80 for a Switch game at the moment. And the Switch games never go on sale. They're never discounted. You're lucky to get them any cheaper. So that's kind of a bit of a frustration, I would say, with a lot of people, including myself. I haven't bought all the games or played them all, so, I would probably buy them, but then if I buy a console, if I buy the Switch 2, how much money am I going to spend on getting some new games? That's going to be a bit of a problem. If I pre-order it and I get it, I don't know what's really screaming out to me other than just buying the Mario Kart World bundle to start. I've got Nintendo Switch Online. I'm pretty excited about the GameCube classic games. Maybe Donkey Kong Bonanza. Other than that, I haven't got Kirby Forgotten Land. I haven't got Mario Party Jamboree. So then I'd have to fork out $110 if I wanted to buy those games. Now the features of this new Switch are pretty cool. I like the magnetic Joy-Con controllers, which are pretty cool. I like the size of the screen that's increased to 7.9 inches. Interesting though that it didn't come out with an OLED version. The OLED, I've got an OLED Nintendo Switch at the moment, and it's really nice to play on. Backlight, colors, and all that looks really good. So I'd be curious to see what the LCD would look like, even though it's going to be 120 frames. New stand, which is cool. The smooth mouse controls with the Joy-Con 2. Now that's interesting. You can use the Joy-Cons like a mouse. So that'll be cool, like sort of change of play style with the motion controls. So you could do something a bit more different with that. Other than that, yeah, look, I was pretty excited. And I was like, yep, cool, I can't wait. I want to pre-order it. I was telling my wife, I'm like, yep, we're getting a Switch 2. We're going to get it. And then I saw the price and I was like, Damn. So what I would do, if I didn't care about the money, I would pre-order the Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World console bundle. I would get the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. So this new chat feature, I don't know really what the thought process was behind this, because there is a introductory game that they're selling for like $10 to $20, exploring the Switch and showing you the features, which was a bit weird and ridiculous. But in-game chat has been around since Xbox 360, you know, so adding this whole new revolutionary way to collaborate and play with your friends together, it's a bit strange. Look, I'm curious about it, but I don't know how much I'm gonna really be using it. So as a streamer and content creator, getting online with friends and family through the camera would be cool. I'm not sure if I do it while streaming. They did add a new USB-C slot on the top of the Switch, which is cool to plug in the camera. The Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con 2 charging grip, that was interesting. So they're selling that separately, and it's not coming with the Switch, so that was interesting. To buy a whole new pair of Joy-Cons is $140. So you could see all of this does add up. So if you're just gonna go the basic, I want to get the Switch 2 Mario Kart World bundle plus a Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller, which I would recommend. I love the Pro controller on the current Switch, it's the best thing. You're looking at about $880 to $90, so nearly $900. Now obviously you would probably want to get a few games, but on the 5th of June, what is there really much to do? You know, Mario Kart World, jumping online, free roam game, that's pretty cool. I don't know what other games are releasing on launch. Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out on the 17th of July. So that would be interesting. Otherwise, yeah, not too sure, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Was this a flop from Nintendo? Is this the end of, you know, like an era for Nintendo? Because I think Nintendo stay like in its own lane. They're you can't really compare them to like a PS5 or an Xbox. This thing is a handheld device. It's a handheld console, so that's the differentiator. And to go into 120 frames, I think that is something that everyone's been asking for, to be able to, you know, play on 4K on the dock and on TV. That'll be cool. Otherwise, yeah, look, the price is a bit of a concern to me. There's probably a lot of people gonna have their thoughts around it and their opinions, but guys, let me know your opinions in the comments. What you thought about the announcements, about the new features of the Switch 2, the price of the games and everything. I'd be curious to know, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video. That's it for me today, guys. Appreciate the love, fan love. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to like and subscribe.